At this time, I yield 2 minutes to my friend and colleague, the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Kelly.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. I rise today with an amendment that will be considered later tonight that creates a one-year ban on the use of funds by the Department of Defense to implement the UN Arms Trade Treaty, unless the ATT fulfills all constitutional and legal requirements needed to take domestic legal effect, including the passage of implementing legislation. Over the last year, I have been joined by over 140 bipartisan members of this body to express deep concerns with the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty and to urge its rejection. First, the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty undermines our Second Amendment rights by omitting the fundamental individual right to keep and bear arms and imposing a national responsibility to prevent firearms diversion, thus opening the door to new gun control measures. Secondly, the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty undermines our sovereignty by imposing vague, readily politicized requirements on the United States in inviting United Nations-led investigations into what U.S. policymakers knew or should have known regarding arms transfers that allegedly violate the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty. Ultimately, the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty will stop the good from doing good without stopping the bad from doing bad. As then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton once said, the U.S. maintains the gold standard of arms export controls. My amendment upholds our current policies as well as our enduring values. I'd like to thank the Chairman and the Ranking Member for including this amendment in the en bloc amendments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I urge adoption of this amendment, and I yield back.
The gentleman from California.